Time to see what's wrong with that auger before Zoom meeting. So I've got the Merlo and I'm going to put the basket on it so I can climb up to it easier. Got the baby cherry picker. I'm going to take that guard off, see what I can see going on up there in that motor. Got the gearbox off, and you can turn the motor and nothing's happening on the other end. Oh, it's starting to a little bit, but it wasn't before. So I think it's obviously broken up inside there. So I'm going to go to the engineering firm, see if they've get me the gearbox. If not, I'll have to get it from where we get the boiler from. 2 days ago, the neighbours litter picked the grass verge, and we mowed it yesterday to make it look tidy. And yesterday afternoon, someone fly tipped that. What is wrong with people? Engineering services haven't got one, so I'm just going to take it apart and see what's wrong inside, see if there's any way of bodging it up, because they can order me a new one and the boiler manufacturer can send me one as well. But we get quite a bit of contamination in the ash, so it's probably sheared something inside if a piece of wood chip and metal's gone through it or something. Taking it apart, it's not something I can fix, because if I turn the motor, you can see the worm, the corkscrew going round, turning the worm gear, but it's worn away to nothing in places. So it's just about working there. But when it comes round to there, there's nothing for it to grip on. The teeth have just totally fell off in here. Some of the concrete's a bit big for going through the crusher, so Nick's hired this like alligator jaw thing that chomps it up, so they're just pummeling it up to the digger now. It's on our cat, and then we're going to chomp it up with that. Like a bird's beak, innit? That was a fence post. Never mind the haylage bail challenge. This is the category 3 link ball bail spike challenge. Skill. Me and Sam are just tidying up because we're going to put a little bit of oilseed rape through the dryer to clean it up, because we're getting near the back of the shed now. So I'm just moving Boris Johnson around. I'm going to take him out the bale, put him up in the loft in case we need him, and just move these bales out of the way. Look at that now, beach, pebbles. Garden still looks a mess though. My dad's saying a load of chip and then he's backloaded with Amazon parts, so we can get the disc finally back together again. Big box, it was expensive. Just going to shim this up now. I'm going to cut this piece of pipe and put it in that gap there, make it so it's tighter. Don't look too closely at the weld. The welder's running out of gas, but I've basically put a piece of metal in and then welded the bottom, so the pin's now solid, so that'll tighten it up, because otherwise the buckets would have rattled. Just going to put the door handle on now, but these little things have snapped, so I'm going to have to drill out the middle. Put a new thread sticking out the end. I've cut the broken bit off, drilled right through, tap that one now with this tap, and then I'm just going to tap this one now, screw the bolt in, cut it off, and then we'll have a thread sticking out, and then it'll be like an adapter then, and then it fits the door handle better. Cut the old wires off, put some new switches in. Just got Andrew's soldering iron now, I'm just going to solder them in. Door handle's fixed, pin's fixed. The joystick now, I've soldered the wires on, and I'll put some silicone on the back as well, so that in case the wires come off, they don't touch on anything, because it's a bit fiddly to solder. It's pretty much finished now. It just needs the lights wiring up, which I'm not doing. It's got a rubber flap on here now, stop the water coming up here. Pins fixed, bushed up. Hydraulic fitting's been changed to the standard fitting. That's about it, I think. Got a new gearbox now that Chris kindly picked up from Gould, so just putting that back together now, rewire it, job done. Our shoulder's working again. It's all back together now, working, new gearbox. So it augers the ash now into there, you can see. Probably not, it's a bit dusty, we just had it running. That's the ash that it pulls out, fills this tub up every few days. Weighs about 2 tonne as well. The quiz questions have been getting too easy, so here's a hard one for you. Does anyone know what they're used for? And that is... Not sure if you can see on the video. But see that? It looks like snow. It's like weed seeds, little fluffy weed seeds blowing off the sort of the waste ground behind them trees. But if you look over there, it's just it just looks like a blizzard. I've come out here to show you this barley because it's what we call tipping. So you've got these like little paint brushes sticking out the top, so that's the whiskers. So that's what's going to catch the sunlight now for the next few weeks and feed the grain. So the grain will be inside this stem here now. So I'll just split one open and then turn the camera back on. There we go. So 9 months ago we sown one of them seeds. Was it 9 months ago? Let me just work that out. Yeah, 9 months ago we sown a seed, which is like them little bits there, little triangle bits, and that's now grown and produced a plant with, I don't know, 7 or 8 stems on it, and each stem has got one of these heads forming that I've just dropped. And then, I don't know, there must be sort of like 40 seeds on each one, maybe 20 down each side. In fact, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so 28 seeds on it now. So hopefully they'll swell up now with a bit of sunshine and a bit of moisture, then dry out come early July. And we'll combine it and fill the shed, hopefully. So it's good to see that. Nice long stem as well, actually, which is good. Nice long seed head. Sometimes they could be a bit sort of like cut short or could be frost damaged or whatever, but it looks fine. There we go, harvest is coming. When you look at that fluffy stuff, these weed seeds blowing across the field, it just shows you why you have to spray each year for different weeds, because they're obviously landing in this field and that field and the next field, and then next spring there'll be weeds in the crops that we're growing, so that's why we have to put a herbicide on, unless everyone controls weeds. But obviously that's all waste ground, so it's not. I don't know if you've ever noticed in the videos, but you can often hear a drone. Well, it's basically this motorway. It's only sort of 200 yards from the farmyard, and it sort of splits us in half, so you just have that constant traffic noise all the time. They've took the alligator jaw off now, or the bird's beak, and they've done probably half the oversized pile that wouldn't go through the crusher. So there's all that, well, there's more than that, a bit of a wasp nest, of bees nest, of bird's nest, sorry, of rebar wire come out, and then all that concrete's now crunched up, and that'll now fit through the crusher and get crushed smaller hopefully next week. That's the last of the wheat left. I think it's about 40 tonne. Oilseed rape now is all been moved around the shed. Like I say, there's a little bit that just wanted a bit of cleaning, so we've been putting it through the dryer, spin it out in here, and that's where the wheat was, so now the wheat is over there. Anyway, it's all a nice clean pile now. Just in the Hyundai digger. It's push button start. How cool is that? Bluetooth radio as well. Quick update of the beans at the back of the yard. A little bit of weed in them still, but they're definitely getting higher. See next to that bottle of water. Probably grown another ½ inch the last sort of 24, 48 hours. Need to get a move on though. Need a good yield out of beans this year because we've got quite a big acreage of them. Yesterday's quiz question was too easy. It's basically a sheet metal folder. Got a little strip of metal here. Slide it into it like that, then pull down on it. Lift it back up, and then you've bent it to the perfect angle that you need. Just goes in the vise. It's only for light stuff, but it's quite handy. Could do with a better way of moving the chipper than using a chain like that. It's a bit high for the tractor linkages, unless we put a Euro hitch on a tractor. Could just do with something that clips on the telehandler. I know AgriLink, I think, make a Pro Forge machinery lifter, but it has a drawbar pin in there. I just wonder whether that would be good enough. If anyone's got one, I think they'd know, let me know. Or if AgriLink are watching, let me know. Don't know if anyone noticed, but despite it raining most of the day yesterday, I managed to burn my face. It was all red, and I think it's because the floor was wet and reflective, and then we kept getting like sunshine between the showers, and it was like really bright reflecting up in my face, so I felt like I had sunburn last night when I got in. I am going to have to try and remember in the morning to put sun cream on, but it makes you all sticky and horrible, and all dust sticks to it, and then you end up looking like you've got a suntan, but really it's just dirt. That's about it for today. Thanks everyone for all the lovely comments yesterday, and sort of like well wishes about my mum's birthday, and also the passing of my friend. It is a very important topic, mental health, and no one does talk about it enough. Like I say, we were doing a workshop with the NFU, and it was called Are You Well Aware? It's up there on the board now. And one of the big misconceptions, like I say, is people saying that they're fine when they're not. So I think when people ask you, are you okay, you maybe should tell them a percentage of whether you are or not, instead of just going, yeah, I'm fine. Just say like, oh, well, I'm, 96% today. And if someone says, oh, what's with the other 4? You could probably have a whinge. And then if everyone does that, then the world will just be a better place for everyone, and people won't be carrying things on their shoulders without sharing them. So sorry to be all serious again, but it is a serious issue. There is something that we're planning that's quite massive, really, but I feel like the tractor run will even bigger. But it's because of COVID, it's been put on hold, and we'll just see. We might pull it off this year, but we'll watch this space anyway. Thanks for watching anyway. I think you can subscribe up here. You can watch another video here. Here's an outro which must have took ages to make on Farm Simulator. So thanks to YouTuber Sin FS on Instagram. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram, AgriContract, and Twitter. So I'll see you all tomorrow.